I've been working in the 3D industry for way over a decade with big brands and studios producing visuals for architects, interior designers, super yachts and car companies. And I've made a lot of mistakes, so there are just a lot of things I don't do anymore. So here are the things I never do as a 3D artist. The first thing I don't do anymore is send clients to Behance or ArtStation. Behance is a really easy way to get your portfolio up, and I used to send my potential clients a link to my Behance profile with my work on it. But do you know what else is on Behance? Every single one of your competitors. I was literally sending my dream buyers to a platform that showed them someone else who could do it cheaper. So instead, now I send them to a dedicated, clean website like Adobe Portfolio, where I'm the only option. I like Adobe Portfolio because you can sync your Behance projects to the website really easy. You can turn them on and off, and you can even create different variations for different niches that you're targeting. And to follow on from this, I never overcomplicate my website design. Clients don't care about fancy layouts. They just want to see a site that loads fast, looks clean, and instantly shows great work. And again, Adobe Portfolio has tons of proven templates that you can just plug and play. Propose on the first date. I know what you're thinking, I would never do that. But it's exactly what you're doing when you lead a cold message with a sales pitch. Most 3D artists send emails that sound like, "Hi, I'm a 3D artist. I use 3ds Max. Please hire me." And it's all me, me, me. And guess what? Leading with a hardcore sales pitch is like proposing marriage on the first date. It's desperate and it's creepy. So instead, I try to lead with value. I research their projects and I ask a question like, "I've worked on similar projects for developments like this. I'm happy to share some examples if that's useful to you." People love to support people new in the industry or people just getting started. And maybe a better question is, do you usually hire 3D artists? If so, what kind of things do you look for? And then you can go and take their advice, action it, and get back to them to prove you can take direction. Build relationships. This whole game is built on relationships. I never treat a client like an apple. Once I'd finish a project, I used to just send the files, get paid, and job done, right? That's where I was going wrong. Treating each project like a transaction kept me in the feast and famine cycle, and it was completely exhausting. It's much easier to get work from a client who knows, likes, and trusts you again than just get a new client. So I started treating projects just as a start of long-term relationships. So rather than focusing on the apple, I focused on building an orchard. This involves giving a world-class experience, and I now have an offboarding process where I ask for testimonials, referrals, and I schedule follow-ups, and I turn the work I did into case studies. We have this all structured in Future-Proof 3D Artist because mastering the art of 3D is only one part of the game. And if you're a great artist and you're still struggling, then you don't have a talent problem, you have a business problem. And this is exactly what we solve in Future-Proof 3D Artist. It is a 12-week program to help you solve your bottlenecks with maths rather than emotion and turn your skills into income. So if that sounds like something you want help with, you can apply using the link in the description. Neglect my network. We talk a lot about getting clients and building relationships, and one of the things most 3D artists ignore is relationships with other 3D artists. Because when you land a big project, you're going to need support. And if you're looking for support once the project has landed, it's already too late. So even if it doesn't seem relevant now, you should be cultivating relationships with other 3D artists that you can rely on and that can support you. This is one of the biggest benefits of being in the 3D artist community. And inside, we even have a 3D artist talent database where you can hire or be hired. So build your support network before you need it. Believe the hype. If you scroll through Twitter, you're going to leave there thinking the world is ending and that AI is taking everyone's jobs. And as we saw in the recent AI survey in the community, this is not the case. We also hosted an AI open table where we had artists from all over the world on different industries discussing the impacts of AI. And the reality was not the extreme clickbait we see from the CEOs trying to pump their stocks or the AI companies trying to sell their product. Rather than believing the hype, I would rather speak to other 3D artists who are actually using AI in production. So listen to real people rather than the headlines. Not raising my rates every year. Raising your rates at least once a year is completely normal business practice. The clients you want to work with are likely raising their own prices annually as well. So in the same vein, if you are looking at raising your rates, one thing we talk about in Future-Proof is if your schedule is full, that is the best time to increase your rates. You don't have to raise your rates for everyone all at once. Just pitch your rates higher for 20% of your new prospects. And if they say no, you still have the other 80% to rely on. But over time, this is going to help you filter out the low-paying clients and make room for the better ones. Waiting for work to come in. I used to publish an image on my website and wait. And as soon as I made it a daily habit of reaching out to potential clients, that's when work started coming in. So if you're not proactively doing outreach and just waiting for people to find you, you're going to be waiting a really long time. So you cannot rely purely on posting on social media or updating your website. Outreach is an active mass problem and no one is coming to discover you. Waiting to feel ready. Imposter syndrome will tell you to polish your portfolio forever. And once you have 3 to 5 solid pieces, the biggest lever you can pull is talking to people. Missing coffee hour. Every week we have coffee hour. We have industry experts from the likes of NASA, i2Soft, Chaos and more. And the best bit is I get to hang out with other 3D artists. And especially since COVID and everyone's working remote, this feels like I'm back in the studio. Everyone is sharing openly about what they're working on. So if you've not joined yet, get yourself on an upcoming coffee hour. It is free. Changing vehicles every time I get stuck. When things used to get difficult, I used to jump to a new software, new niche or business idea. But that just kept me in the same place. So sticking with something through the valley of disappointment is where real growth happens. And I know this is hard in the world of quick wins and overnight millionaires, but stick with something longer than anyone else, go deep into it and become the only logical choice. Say this doesn't work. When I used to hit a roadblock, I just assumed that this doesn't work. What I've realized is successful problem solvers don't do this. They flip obstacles into open-ended questions and they ask in the community or themselves, why didn't this work? Or what am I getting wrong? Scaling chaos. I never start scaling an inefficient workflow. Adding more clients or artists to a messy system or process doesn't scale the business, it just multiplies the chaos. So install simple systems that work before trying to scale up. I never miss a deadline. Reliability beats talent 2 to 1. If I take on a project, I die trying to hit a deadline, and that is why it's called a deadline. Talking of deadlines, having no deadlines. Personal work without a deadline will go on forever, and it's also a disservice to show a client something that took a year to make. It creates unrealistic expectations. So I used to work on personal projects far longer than I should have, and we all know that the last 10% takes 90% of the time. And as my good friend Richard Devonshire said, something along the lines of, we don't finish art, we surrender it. So set a deadline and stick to it. Adding to the WIP graveyard. The only work that counts is the work that's finished. This is the work you can leverage, and once it's published, it will be working for you. I have images that I published 10 years ago that still bring in work. So think of finished work like assets that are out there working for you. I never use a free Gmail address. Using a custom domain is a small but critical trust indicator that proves I'm a professional. art3d_96@gmail.com versus jake@3dartist.com. I know who I'd trust more. I never disappear or ghost a client. Communication makes or breaks projects. Even if it's just a quick received, I'll take a look at this tomorrow, I stay responsive. I would rather over communicate than under. Spending all my time creating 3D. Things started to work when I would spend half of my time on delivery and half of my time on development. Creating 3D is only half the work. If you want to turn your skills into income, the other half is working on the business. Being a creative, this side eluded me for years, but that is why myself and industry pros set up Futureproof to help creatives turn their skills into income. Watch TikTok. I tried it once, it felt very addictive. I woke up from an hour-long trance realizing that this was very dangerous. Quality inputs equal quality outputs. If I feed my brain highly processed content, it is as bad for me as highly processed food. I am now more careful about what my brain consumes because inputs create my outputs. Consume more than I create. I wanted to be a creator, and to be a creator, I had to create more than I consumed. Pretty simple, really. Collecting assets, textures, models, and then rearranging them into a lovely file structure. This is just a form of procrastination. Busy work, watching a tutorial on a product I'll never use, designing a new logo, organizing a texture folder. These are all things that make me feel productive, but they're not. Will this make the boat go faster? This is basically the motto for Futureproof 3D artists. You need to be doing the next thing on the roadmap, and that is going to get you the results you want. You can download the roadmap, it's free, it's in the school community, it's linked below. Apply for Futureproof, and I'll see you next week.